Hannah Starkey, born in Belfast, Northern Ireland in 1971, is a fine art photographer whose works are presented through exhibitions and publications. Starkey's work can be characterized as both interpretive and ethically evaluative forms of photography, as the majority of her work pertains to very carefully constructed environments and situations, causing the viewer to draw moral conclusions regarding modern social relations and contemporary lifestyles. Capturing her images using color films and creating prints using Type C printing processes, Starkey's images provide a unique narrative regarding relationships, insecurities, and dispositions of females in the modern age. Much of her published work dramatizes women in everyday situations, drawing out the viewer's emotions through her careful model placement and environment manipulation, rather than solely from the model's expression. The first image was taken in May 1997 at an unknown location, which depicts two well-dressed young women on a couch in what appears to be the aftermath of a social gathering. One of the women is shown lying down asleep on the other, while her companion looks over her with a caring expression. Both subjects are shown with what appear to be alcoholic beverages in hand. Various aspects of the environment, including the cigarette butts on the floor, wildly disheveled furniture, soft lighting, and dark tones, instill feelings of discomfort and emptiness within the viewer. In this image, Starkey frames both of the subjects well within the large door frame in the background. This, in conjunction with careful layout of the leading edges of the furniture, draws the viewer's sight directly to the subjects. The light in this photograph was also manipulated to carefully light the subjects while leaving a large portion of the surroundings dim. The juxtaposition of the subjects onto the environment provides a sophisticated social commentary regarding themes of companionship and social conformity. This next image, taken in 2000 entitled The Dentist, continues to display Starkey's careful composition and scene manipulation to convey strong social commentary through simplistic photography. This image depicts a woman sitting in a large, fairly empty room. The woman is shown with a book in her hands but an uncomfortable expression as she examines the room. The cool tones of the room and furniture contrasted with the warm clothing and skin tones of the woman gives the subject strong separation from her surroundings. The scene features contemporary furnishings including a computer, cube seats, and semi-transparent glass carefully placed as to surround the subject. The harsh lighting coming in from the top right of the image, contrasted against the otherwise gloomy room, gives the scene an overall somber feeling. By inclusion of these various elements, this image elicits strong emotions of isolation, particularly pertaining to single women in modern society. A common tool employed in many of Starkey's most famous images is the dramatic use of mirrors and reflected images. This picture depicts a young woman gazing uncomfortably out of the frame. Behind the subject there is a large mural of a mountain scene, an elongated mirror, and two fluorescent lamps. In the mirror, images of another female figure with a conceited expression, various pictures of handsome men, and further reflections of these elements can be observed, inducing feelings of rejection within the viewer. The strong fluorescent lighting against the mirror in conjunction with the hanging wires causes the viewer's attention to be drawn to the images within the mirror immediately. The subjects in the mirror are carefully composed to surround the head of the subject in the forefront, while the mirror itself just sits slightly above the woman's head. The careful placement of the mirror images around the subject's head gives the viewer the illusion of seeing the subject's thoughts. Using this technique and contrasting the mirror images against a tranquil mural and a subject with calm demeanor, Starkey seeks to convey themes of insecurity and social expectations prevalent to women. Continuing with Starkey's unique implementation of mirrors in her photography, this next image features a scene composed of a mirror within a woman's restroom. The image is composed of two female figures, one directly in front of the mirror in the foreground, and one in front of an opposing mirror in the background. The perspective lines on the mirror's border, counter, and wall draw the viewer's attention directly to the woman's clenched hand. The clenched hand on the side of the image stirs emotions of frustration and anger within the viewer. The clenched hand can be observed to be blocked from her image in the mirror, which exhibits a calm and elegantly dressed woman. The woman in the background can be observed to be styling her hair in a mirror where the first woman's image can also be observed. By carefully composing the contrasting emotional cues across the picture using precise reflections and perspective lines, Starkey causes the viewer to relate to a theme of covering up emotions such as frustration through outward appearance. The final image to be discussed in this presentation depicts an older woman and a young girl sitting in a restaurant. The older woman is facing away from the viewer while the young girl is facing the viewer, displaying strong negative body language. The light shining in from the window causes a contrast in lighting on both individuals, lighting the younger girl in a soft glowing light and casting the older woman in a more ominous manner. The contrast between the two individuals is further exemplified by the way the subjects are dressed. The younger girl in this image can be observed to be wearing a brightly colored athletic uniform with her hair tied back. The older woman is depicted with a more elegant hairstyle, earrings, and darker clothing. The smoke from the cigarette in the older woman's hand is composed such that it creates a barrier between the two subjects. The different elements employed to contrast the two subjects, paired with the other carefully composed features in subject body language, convey emotions of separation and discontent within the viewer. The image as a whole is used to dictate a growing divide between different generations of women, fostering different values. As a whole, Hannah Starkey's unique use of scene manipulation and carefully composed images proves that the surroundings in an image can be just as important in drawing out intended emotions as the subject's facial expressions and body language. Through her work, Starkey successfully conveys a myriad of female social issues and provides a needed alternative to the images of women displayed through pop culture.